Welcome to a different view, and today we'll be producing the first video ever since the new reign of gaming. Today I'm going to be giving out a SteelSeries Ikari mouse for my readers, so stick around to the end of the video or the post, whichever you may be reading or watching. And I hope you enjoy that. The post today is going to be about experience gains, so how you can gain experience and how this knowledge can help you play the game better. So I hope you enjoy that. Let's get into it. So experience. What is experience? So experience, to put it shortly, is the game's way of rewarding you for performing positive actions. You can be rewarded in multiple ways for doing different things. So we'll be going through each of the ways you can earn XP throughout this game, and remember, experience is what you can use to level up your champion and gain valuable skills and usability. So, firstly, let me zoom in on this. That should be fine, I think. Or should I can do some more? Alright. So, what is experience and how can you gain XP? So, I already went through that. Let's talk about how many ways you can earn experience. There's 6 ways to earn experience. Number 1, champion kills. You gain experience for killing champions. Number 2, assists. You gain experience for helping someone kill a champion. Minions. You gain experience for killing enemy minions. You don't have to kill them, you just have to be within 1600 range of them. Number 4, neutral monsters. You can kill the beast within the jungle to gain some experience for yourself. Number 5, turrets. You can gain global experience for killing these turrets, no matter what time of the game. Number 6, epic monsters. So basically Dragon, Baron, these global adjectives give you a lot of experience. I'll be going through each of these methods a bit more in detail. I just wanted to give you a quick rundown right now. So, to begin with, let's look at the amount of XP needed to hit every level. Here is a chart. There we go. As you can see, this is, let me draw this. This is the amount of XP you need to go from level 1 to 2. This is the amount of XP you need to go from level 2 to 3. And this is this. And this is this plus this. So it's cumulative totals. So the per level experience is added up to result in a total of 19,720 XP needed to get to level 18. Now, things to note. You start off with 280 XP needed, but later on, the XP needed to gain increased level increases by 110 each level. 280 plus 110, 390. 390 plus 110, 500. So as you can see, the time taken between each level should be longer, and that's how the game is designed. Now, these numbers won't mean anything to you yet, as you do not know how much XP a minion or a kill does give you. So let's see how much they do give you. Now, firstly, I did mention you can gain experience through kills and assists. Let's take a look at that. How do you gain experience from a kill? Well, first of all, if you kill someone, the amount of XP you gain is very simple. It's 75% of the XP that the slain champion needs to go from the current level to the next level. So if you kill a champion who is level 3, let's say, you need to get 75% of this 500 value, because 500 is the XP they need to go from 3 to 4. The experience you gain is 75% of that value. So, 75% of 500, that would be, let's see, let's do some math here, 350, 375, if I believe correctly. So you will gain 375 XP. I have a table right here for this, and there we go, 375 XP. I can't do the math in my head. So, I've got this whole table here to show you how much XP you gain depending on the victim's level. Now, how do assists work? So let's say you kill the enemy champion, but what happens when you get an assist? How much experience do you gain? How much experience does your ally gain? Well, I can tell you that it will be split evenly. So if there's 2 of you, that 375 will be divided by 2 to get 150, no, plus 182 and a half. Should be right, hopefully. No, it's not, probably. Okay, you get the idea. A half if there's 2 of you participating in the kill, less if there's more. So 1/3, a quarter, and so on and so forth. Now, that's how you gain experience through kills and assists. What if you're killing minions? Well, let me tell you, minions are the most consistent and richest resources of experience throughout the map on Summoner's Rift. Minions spawn every 30 seconds, and minions spawn every 30 seconds, and they start spawning at 1 minute 30. Each type of minion gives a different amount of XP. There's 3 caster minions and 3 melee minions in a wave, adding up to a total of 6, unless it's a siege wave, which happens once every 3 waves before 20 minutes, and that's what makes up a wave. Remember, I said you had to be within 1600 range of at the time the minion dies to gain the experience. Let's take a look at the XP you can gain from these little guys. As I said, the amount of XP that minions give increases as the game goes on. So what do I mean? Let's take a look at melee minion. At spawn, so at 1 minute 30, they'll give you 58.88 XP when you kill them. However, every 3 minutes after spawn, so 1 minute 30 is when it spawns, at 4 minutes 30, the experience it gives scales up. So it'll be 58.88 plus 4.6, which is around 63. You'll gain 63 XP if you kill them at 4 minutes 30 instead of 1 minute 30, depending on which wave you're killing. So as you can see, I've included values for how much experience you gain from killing these minions at different times of the game. Now, individual minions by themselves don't mean that much, so let's take a look at how much experience a whole wave gives you. At level 1, you will not have a siege wave. So the first wave you kill will give you 264.96 experience, assuming you don't miss any experience or you don't get zoned out. The number of waves needed to level up increases as the game goes on. At level 1, the first wave will not get you to level 2. Remember how I said you need 280, pardon my bad handwriting, you need 280 XP to get to level 2. First wave gives you 264.96. Roughly, you're missing 15 XP to get to level 2. So basically, you can kill the first wave, and the first minion after that will get you to level 2. That's pretty much the key information that you'll need to learn. Extrapolating information later on in the game gets more difficult because obviously you'll be zoned out. Now let's get on to the next type of experience gain. You can gain experience through monsters. So what do I mean? I mean the neutral monsters within the jungle. This is one of the biggest reasons that jungler exists, to make use of the resources available within the jungle. So there's 5 camps in each jungle. There's raids, wolves, blue buff, red buff, and double golem. I've collated the experience from each type and put them in this table here. The blue buff gives the most. Actually, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in order of the most experience given, blue buff gives the most, red buff next, wraiths, double golems, wolves, giving you a grand total of 1052 XP. Key note here, the blue buff and red buff do scale in XP per minute after they spawn. Apart from that, 1052 XP, that will get you almost to level 4, but not quite. You need to kill one more camp or a part of the raid camp to get to level 4. Now, the next type of experience gain, as I said, is from turrets. Now, not many people know that you can gain experience from turrets. Even fewer know that the experience gained is global, and only a handful know that the closer the turret is to the nexus, the more experience it's worth. Me and my friends worked on this in a custom game, and we figured this out. So, presenting to you data that is the first time it's public, I believe. An outer turret gives global 30 experience, so each player on your team gains 30 experience. Not that much. Inner scales up by 20, gives 50. The inhibitor turret, so this is where the turret that's blocking the entrance to the base, that gives you 70 experience, global experience, remember. And the nexus turrets, there's 2 of them, each of them give 120 experience. So that's experience from turrets. Now, what about experience from global objectives, i.e. epic monsters or insanely large monsters that you usually can't solo? There's 2 of them, Baron and Dragon. Baron spawns at 15 minutes, Dragon spawns at 2.5 minutes, I believe. The experience that each give is set. Baron gives 900 experience to globally to to every player on the team that kills it. So they'll all gain 900 experience. It is not split. Dragon, however, you only gain the experience if you're nearby when it is killed, and that experience is split. Now, that's all the types of experience gains, and I've already listed all of those. Let's talk about something a bit more complex. Let's talk about increasing that experience gain via other methods. Now, the first method you can do that is using runes. Actually, no, let's go to the Masteries first. First thing you can do is Mastery. So in the utility tree here, you can see that within the utility tree, this Mastery, the Awareness Mastery, gives you experience. It starts off at 1.25%, and each point you put in increases by 1.25% to give a maximum of 5%. So you can gain a maximum of 5% from Masteries. Let's take a look at runes. If you go to the runes, runes is a thing called a greater quintessence of wisdom. As you can see in the picture here, it gives you 2% increase in experience. So that means if you have 3 quintessence slots and you fill them all, you can gain 6% experience maximum just from runes. So just from runes and masteries alone, that's 11% total. There's one more way to increase your experience gain, and that is with Zillion. Zillion's passive is called Heightened Learning, and it gives increased experience boost to every single player on the allied team. So there you go, increases experience gain of all allied champions by 8%. So in total, the highest experience gain you can have on one person is 19%, and that's with 3 Quintessence of Wisdoms, full 4 points in the Awareness Mastery, as well as having a Zillion on your team. Now let's see how much this is actually worth. If you can go to this table, visualizing the numbers. So this table is slightly complicated to understand at first. Let me try and explain. You might remember at the top I mentioned you need 19,720 XP to get to level 18. That's what this value is. That's with no increased experience gain. If you have 10% increased experience gain, it'll go down by 1,972, which is what this is. Similarly, for level 13, you might remember in the table above, I said you need 10,620 extra experience to do it, to get to level 13. Level 6, 2,500 experience. To get to level 2, you need a 280 experience. Now, obviously, with increased experience gain percentage, i.e. with runes, masteries, or Zillion, that value will go down. So let's take a look at this table for the specific values. I'm not going to talk about this in the video. I will talk about the important bits, however. I believe that the most important level gains are from level 1 to 2, which will help you get that important second ability to push the advantage in your lane, as well as level 5 to 6, which is at the point where you get your ultimate, where some champions rely completely on their ultimate to be useful. So, I did mention that you have to kill exactly 1 extra minion in the second wave to get to level 2. Now, how can you decrease that amount if we have experience gain runes? If you have 6% of experience gain, you will not require that minion in the second wave. So you will get to level 2 purely off the first wave. So if you're running full quintessence runes for experience, you will level up to level 2 just off the first wave, while your opponent is still level 1, thereby giving you an extra, let's say, 10-20 seconds time of where you are much stronger and you have dominance, and this time may allow you to win your lane, depending on how good of a player you are, depending on the champion. You can worry about that. Now, what if you had 19%? If you had 19% experience gain, you can get to level 2 without having to kill all of the minions in the first wave. You only have to kill 3 melee minions and 2 caster minions. I believe that stacking so much experience gain just to get to that 1 less minion is not worth it. However, having 6% decreases the amount of minions in the wave, if you get what I mean. You don't have to wait for the second wave, you level up to level 2 off the first wave. So if you want to go for that early level 2, 6% is the highest I would recommend. Level 5 to 6, it's quite a bit harder to estimate due to minion XP growth, and you will miss some XP due to zoning, ganks, contesting buffs, various possible reasons. As a rough guide for getting to level 6, every 5% of experience gain, runes, masteries, whatever you may have, you'll have to kill 4 less caster minions. So what I mean is you just have to be in range of minions dying, and if you had 5% of experience gain, we would have to kill 4 less minions to get to level 6. I don't think experience gain, for the purpose of getting to level 6 first, is worth it. Zillion has, what, 8% experience gain? He'll have to kill roughly half a wave less to get to level 6. Now, level to 18. This gets even harder to estimate because it depends on how many champions you're killing, what point of the game it is, but it can be very, very roughly estimated, and this is my rough estimate, that for every around 2.4% of XP gain, you have to kill 1 less non-siege wave of minions to get to 18. So if you have 19% experience, you'll have to kill roughly 8 less waves of non-siege minions. I do think this is trivial though, because by this time the game has pretty much already been decided. You also have to decide whether it's worth specking its utility tree that far down and wasting your 3 quint slots, because they are valuable slots, and you may want to prioritize other stats over them. Now, I did tell you that these are the only ways to increase the experience gain. I lied. There is one more way. Nidalee, our friendly cougar here, has a hidden passive. It is as follows. Nearby allied champions gain 5 experience per 5 seconds if and only if they are a lower level than Nidalee. In other words, if you're lower than Nidalee, you gain 1 XP per second. How useful is this, you may ask? It's completely useless. It's terrible. Don't even bother about it. This may be useful in ARAMs though, just tiny bit, but it's pointless. It's just for having cougar status. I don't want to go into that. Now, I did get quite a few requests to go through ganking and roaming in this video. So here's where we delve into applying theoretical knowledge to practical situations. Now, recall the table from above. This is how much experience you stand to gain if you kill a champion of this level. This is what the jungler stands to gain when they gank. This is what the laner stands to gain when their lane gets ganked. Is this worth losing jungle XP over? So let's say you are ganking a level 4 champion. You stand to gain 457 XP. However, when you're ganking someone's lane, it's most likely that the laner will have quite a big part of it as well. So the experience will be evenly split. Each of you will only gain 228 XP. So it is a safe assumption to say you waste around a minute in completing the gank, or just traveling to and from the jungle. How much XP do you stand to gain from another camp if you found in the jungle? Let's take a look at that table earlier. In 1 minute, it is safe to say you can easily clear the raids. That's 160 XP, and possibly the wolves as well, which is another 148. So, oh, there is an error in this graph. My mistake. I haven't fixed this from above. It is meant to be 180. Forget this value. There is 1 extra lesser wraith here. So 180 XP here, and 150. That's 230. No, it's not. It's 330 XP, roughly, and that is more than what the jungler stands to gain from ganking a level 4 champion. So, the point I want to make is this: only pull off the gank if you think it is if you can do something worthwhile. There's no point trying to gank a lane that is pretty much impossible to gank. You're wasting your time. You're wasting valuable experience that you could be gaining in the jungle. However, everything varies situationally. I'm not a good enough player to tell you when to gank and not to gank. Now, I've mentioned everything except for experience splitting. How does experience splitting work? If you have 2 or more people sharing the same XP, the total XP available increases by 30.4%. They changed that in a recent patch, 1.0.0.138, if I do believe. So, in other words, if you have 2 people in a lane, yourself, just you would gain 65.2% of the experience you would if you were solo. If you have 3, you would gain 43.47%. If you have 4, 32.6%. If you have 5, 26.08%. So, conclusion. What can be concluded from the above data? This data was mostly just factual. So, theoretically, there is mostly what you stand to gain is improving your own play by interpreting data yourself. I can't tell you how to play. However, I can tell you that the most useful things you can take away from this data is anything more than a 6% XP boost is probably a waste. Farming the jungle is much more effective than ganking at early levels if you don't count the snowball for the laner. always try to get assists, even for the experience alone, if not for the gold. You have to make every gank count when roaming, or else you'll fall behind very, very quickly. When you're roaming, you have to gank probably successfully once every minute, which is quite a high rate, so you have to end up leeching some XP. Now, I hope you find this information useful. I spent quite a lot of time on this post, probably the highest I've ever spent. I want your feedback. Do you think I should make a similar one for gold gain or any other mechanics, possibly attack damage or ability power? Now, I did mention there will be a giveaway in this post, and true to my word, here it is. The SteelSeries Ikari optical mouse. I'm using this mouse currently, and it is quite spectacular. It is a mid-end gaming mouse. The main features are it's driverless, it's come with a braided cable, and it's got a quality build with on-the-fly sensitivity adjustments. It's a mid-end gaming mouse, and for the value for its money, I think it's extremely great. The build quality is solid. The ergonomics are amazing. I can fit my hand on it in various positions, and this optical sensor has never ever missed a beat. So, how can you win this spectacular mouse for yourself, you ask? It's very, very simple. All you have to do is comment below on this post, on this page, and enter a number from 1 to 1000, and I will randomly be picking a number. There are already, I believe, 142 entries into the competition. However, that is a good chance of winning, 1 in 142 currently, and I wish you the very best of luck while you enter. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you enjoyed reading the post. Thank you for supporting me by reading my blog and helping me out. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, I guess upvote, like, subscribe. You know the drill. If you liked it, of course. Thank you for watching. This is DiffTheEnder, and I'm signing out. Have a nice day.